Joe Biden, it seems, cannot seem to catch a break these days. Even as his team seeks to stabilize the rocking boat that is his re-election bid, more and more of his verbal gaffes are coming to the fore under increased public and media scrutiny. During a recent 4th of July speech at the White House, he referred to his rival Donald Trump as one of our colleagues, as part of a story he was telling the assembled event guests. At another public-facing outing, this time on a radio show, Biden said he was proud to have been the first black woman to serve with a black president. Commenting on the media coverage of such gaffes, a spokesperson for the Biden campaign took a sharp tone, stating, "This is not news and the media has passed the point of absurdity here." His team, it seems, has a plan in place to prevent any further such gaffes or minimize them. At a recent meeting with Democratic governors, Biden blamed jet lag and lack of sleep for his debate performance against Trump. The 81-year-old president said that he would start following his team's advice to avoid any events scheduled after 8 p.m. so that he can get more sleep and hopefully prevent any more slip-ups. The meeting and Biden's approach to question about his health reportedly left many of the assembled governors confused. One thing that was abundantly clear to all in attendance was that Biden was not willing to entertain any significant debate about stepping down and supporting a replacement candidate. According to a report by the New York Times, the assembled governors were pointed in their concerns but never fully vocalized any calls for Biden to step down. The tone of the meeting, starting with Biden firmly declaring he was staying in the race, apparently chilled any further discussions about the matter. The meeting and his team's response to reports about his gaffes represent a larger pattern of the Biden campaign seemingly playing off concerns about his age and mental acuity, besides heading off any debates within the Democratic Party about potential replacements. There is, however, one group within the Democratic apparatus that the Biden campaign will find harder to placate and even ignore when it comes to criticism due to the obvious power it holds over his immediate electoral future. We are speaking, of course, about donors, specifically wealthy, high-profile donors. Presidential bids, to say the least, are expensive affairs that need a continuous supply of cash to fund everything from campaign events to ads. Unfortunately for Biden, it appears as if some of his major financial backers are getting cold feet about his re-election chances at a crucial time in the race when spending is at its heaviest. According to another hard-hitting report by the New York Times, several Democratic donors are now using their money power to pressure Biden and convince him to step down. These donors include the likes of Disney heiress Abigail E Disney, who has vowed Biden's campaign and the various committees supporting it will not get a single penny from her unless the president is replaced. Explaining her ultimatum to media outlets, Disney said, "Biden is a good man who has served his country well. But the stakes are far too high to allow timidity to determine our course of action." One group has even established a fund and hopes to raise $100 million to support any replacement candidate that steps up in Biden's place. This next-generation PAC will reportedly be used to help down ballot candidates in other electoral races across the nation if Biden refuses to step down. To be sure, not all donors are jumping ship or are looking to do so. The report notes that many are, reluctantly, continuing to cut checks even if they have their own apprehensions about Biden's candidacy. Some are even shifting their attention to Democratic candidates in Congress and state offices, hoping to limit the potential damage a Biden candidacy could do to Democratic campaign efforts elsewhere in 2024. Even if there is no mass exodus of donors taking place at this point, these developments are sure to be a major cause of concern for Joe Biden and his campaign as it seeks to move past the disastrous presidential debate.